hanging out with now 28-year-old Kelly Hebing. And if you're my age, well, that just made me feel a lot older right there to realize that she's now 28. Of course, she has different tires on today that she'll be running during the year. These she'll be running at Evans Mills for the Kevin Ward Memorial on the 17th. How have you been, Kelly?
I'm good. I always enjoyed the show when I was little, and I enjoy it now more because it forces you to get your race car all ready for the season. So we're good to go now. We made it, and we can go racing.
Is it race ready or show ready?
It's race ready.
You could go today.
Except I got to change up the tires.
Well, yeah,
race,
but there's no snow outside, so you can take a couple laps here around the fairgrounds.
We can go racing. I'm not sure if they'd like that, but I'd like that.
Well, we'll distract them until there's an emergency at the one side, and you can get some laps in. So what's our goal for this year? I know the big goal. I know what that is.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'd love to be in victory lane. I think that's everybody's goal, you know. But my big focus is those top fives, and we're right there. It's just consistency for me. I mean, we're close, and I've got one of the best teachers to learn from.
Yes, you do. Chuck Hebing's daughter, in case you didn't know.
And this year, Doug Emery's going to come on board with me.
Oh, is he?
So
he'll be crew chief, pretty much?
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly. And a driving coach, I'd like to call it too, you know? And I think that's going to be a big difference, telling me that, you know, you're really screwing up here, you're doing really good here. I think that's a big thing that I'll gain on, having somebody else watch.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always had Dad at the races with me.
Yeah, but he's kind of busy himself,
and
so
he's got
yeah.
his own stuff. So I think adding that element, and Doug's been around ESS, and he is one of the ESS legends. So it's an honor to have him.
Yeah.
It's a privilege to have him, and I think him and I can make some really cool things happen.
That's awesome. Oh, there he is right there, by the way. There's Dad right there. So what were the big things that he used to drill in your head when you were first getting started?
The first thing was work on your stuff if you're not going to have stuff.
So
that was...
So you were required to know everything about the car before you even got behind the wheel.
Exactly. And
that's old school.
I think that helps anybody anyway.
Yes.
I think that really turned the corner for me. Like, now I know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
I can come in and say this is that.
Or, we changed this and it did this.
Exactly.
Right.
And I think that's only helped me as a driver. It gets chaotic, obviously, on race nights when we're both racing, but it's always been a focus on your stuff, hit your marks, sort of. It sounds like a simple list, but it's all very true little things. Hit your marks, run your race.
Right.
And
don't let others influence what you're doing.
Exactly.
That kind of stuff, because you've been around long enough to know that the older drivers could psych somebody out. Like, I'm going to create a situation here. You tell me if this has happened. You're running the top. You've been out front. Everything seems fine. You see somebody peek a nose underneath you. You might be in the fast groove, and they might be trying to get you out of it. How do you know if they're trying to get you to move down, or?
And I think that's what everybody battles. Like, in that scenario, if you're I think Dad would still do that to this day. You know, if he's on the top of Fulton and Jason Barney's on the bottom.
Yeah, but Jason likes the bottom.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Maybe that's not the perfect example, because he's usually down there.
I think it'd make anybody question if someone's peeking a nose for your spot. But it's a run your race. I mean, if 8 cars passed me, obviously I screwed up, and I'm
now it's time to move.
I'm not in the wrong or the right spot on the racetrack. So.
But if they keep peeking a nose and they can't get by you, they might be very well trying to move you out of that lane.
And I guess it's one of those driver things that comes down to you have to make a choice, and if it's the wrong one, it's the wrong one, but you hope it's always the right one.
I'm going to go back to an incident that happened, has to be 5-6 years ago now. Does that sound about right? At Ransomville?
If you're talking about Ransomville,
yes, I have.
It's been quite a while. It was a Patriot race, yeah.
She was leading, all right, and of course her soon-to-be fiance was racing in the race as well. See how I snuck that in there? And nobody even noticed, Kelly.
He'll have to listen to this.
Yes, we'll have to make sure. So, she'll be getting a trip to the jewelry store soon. You're leading, really in pretty good position at that point. Then all of a sudden, he gets in not just a little wreck, but a pretty serious one in turn 3. Red flag comes out.
Yeah.
We were thinking somebody should go over and tell her that her boyfriend's okay. Where some of us thought, no, let her stay in her head and not distract her. What should we have done?
Eventually, an official did come over and tell me.
Oh, they did? Okay.
But it's a hard deal, and I think that's one of the realities of our sport. Like, I'm out there at the end of the day, we're all drivers, but at the end of the day, it's my dad, that's my boyfriend that I race against.
Not just another race car.
It makes you question things if they're okay and stuff like that, and I wish I could blame it on Joe, me screwing up that
No.
race, but I can't.
But all that time in the car and you lose your
yeah,
rhythm,
and
right?
I think any scenario, you
Yeah.
lose your rhythm like that with 5 to go, it jumbles things up, and I was still a rookie.
Yeah, true.
But I wish I could get that one back, that's for sure.
Oh, okay. And have Joe not wreck in the corner and then
Yeah, exactly.
have
You
it go
don't-
green to checkered?
Exactly. You don't want anybody to wreck, let alone have to worry about somebody who's yours.
Well, because that's how most drivers get their first win. They start towards the front, no cautions, and so we just got to have that scenario happen this year, and we'll be good.
Especially nowadays, I'll take it however it happens.
Now, of course, more races this year.
Yep.
So you need a backup engine, obviously, because
Yep.
you can't go, 32, 33 races, I think?
Yeah, I think our schedule is just about 30 races around there.
So that's a big thing, because if you're going to go for the championship, you better have another motor, because you don't have time to send it to the builder and get it back in July or something. So,
I share Dad's spare, so hopefully we're both nice on equipment this year.
all right, good. Nice to see you.
Nice to see
and
you, too.
I mean, I still can't believe you're 28.
It's been a while
I still
since
remember
I've
you
been
at
looking
Utica
at
Rome.
races.
Yeah, I remember you at Utica Rome and you're 305 and your dad going, she's doing things she doesn't even know what she's doing, right? Right? Yeah, you hit
No,
some
exactly.
pole or something, right?
Exactly.
I remember that. So
Yep.
you take care of yourself. We'll
Thank
see you
you.
again soon.
Thank you.